What's up, AfterBuzzers? It's another episode of Are You the One? We're going to find out who's a mama's boy. You got to stick in. Let's get it in now. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, hey.
Oh, I think we need some lights.
Hey.
Can we get some lights?
Hey.
Oh, shit. Hey!
Live on AfterBuzz.
What? Oh,
live on AfterBuzz TV right now. Tune in now.
What?
Hopefully I'll be on me.
Oh! Shut it down! Shut it down! I'm leaving! Oh!
We done.
Oh!
That's it.
Episode over!
That's it.
We just had
That's it.
a consecutive twerk off.
We had a
And then
moment.
we're in rhythm and sync.
We had a
Like, this is
moment.
crazy.
That's it though. That's it though.
And you both have gray on.
That's it though.
Oh, shoot.
Twerk sisters, okay?
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know where you're at, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Shit.
This is the one and only Are You the One after show, episode 6, and we just had a monumental moment
Right.
in history.
Yes,
we
we
had
did.
a synchronized twerk off by Nicolette, Since They Don't Play, and Kaylen, and it was a big oh! I'm gonna tell you right now, this show and this, not only the show, but our after show gets better and better every single time. I'm super excited, and this is just the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just the beginning. This was like the start of the show.
Right.
It's going down.
From the top.
I'm your host, Lem Gonsalves. You can find me always at the
shit.
Poet Saint, but I'm not here by myself, ladies and gentlemen, because I can't do it like that. I got my boy, Nino Llanera, in the house. What's up, baby?
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Y'all just Snapchatted that. So if you want to see a little behind the scenes and literally behind the scenes, follow me on Snapchat, y'all.
Yeah. Of course, you already saw her putting it down, the moves
that was
in the middle of the
nothing.
room. But y'all give it up for my girl, Nicolette, a.k.a. Since They Don't Play.
Y'all already know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm back. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, y'all kept me off this thing for like 3 weeks. I'm like, over here talking to the TV by myself. Okay,
You
so
back.
I'm ready. I'm back.
He's back.
Okay,
Let's
I'm
get
back.
it. Let's get it cracking. And of course, we always have to have the guests.
Right.
We always have to have the guests.
Yes.
You already saw one of them. She literally should just be on the panel.
She is on the panel.
She like,
I
literally should be on the panel.
I mean, I think she just initiated.
I mean, I'm
it.
just saying.
I'm
Fourth
just
time
saying.
here. Y'all give it up. Kaylen Zahara now.
This is family
Back
right
again.
here.
This is it's family. It's
Yep.
family. It's family. I'm just glad because I missed you the last time you was here.
know.
So
It was such a bummer.
yeah. So I'm happy, and it's actually your 3rd time here, but it doesn't matter. It seems like your 4th because
Right.
you're just so
I'm
amazing.
here in spirit.
Right,
I'm telling
right.
you, in
Yes.
spirit all the time. I'm telling you. And of course, first time in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Turn up.
All the way from the Bay Area
Right.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be with us in the house, yo. Y'all give it up for Steven John.
Yo,
Hey!
And we Team Steven tonight.
The
We are
shirt.
Team Steven.
Okay.
Team
Team
Steven
Steven.
on the shirt.
Team
Hashtag
Steven.
Team Steven. All of that on the
Right.
Snapchat, social media, all of that. Get with it.
He came and he conquered this episode,
And do you
okay?
see the shades though?
Yes. Oh, I
Oh,
got
because
you.
it
I think
was
it's-
real
I think it's
shady.
fine.
If I had
Super
mine, I would have
shady.
put mine on too.
Super
Oh.
shady.
I'm
Oh,
with you.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm telling you.
with
It was
you
shady
waiting on
all
that.
the way.
I love it.
Come on.
I'm
love it.
I'm telling you.
Come on.
I love
It was
it.
that
Yeah,
episode.
together.
Well,
It
I'll
was
just
that
get my
episode.
shady faces
Yeah.
then.
It was the episode.
I'm just gonna put my hat down. Look, there we go. We're gonna be all good. We're
Yeah,
gonna be all
repping
good.
the right city.
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, first of all, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
Of course, Kaylen for always coming back and joining us, and Steven, I'm so glad you're here, man.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a good episode
It
for
was,
you.
yeah, it
Like,
was.
I mean,
you
we're
actually
making progress.
stepped it up. You
We're making
stepped
progress.
right.
Baby.
I feel like I want to call you the knight in shining armor for this episode.
Chivalry. It's never dead. It's never dead.
Oh, the
Chivalry.
chivalry.
Go ahead.
Chivalry
No.
in the house,
ahead.
ladies and gentlemen. No, it's all good. I really appreciate you being here. I'm excited to talk
Thank
about
you.
this episode.
Let's get into it.
Let's get let's get into it. First, we see a little bit of Victoria talking to Cam. Now, last time there was a situation where they got the smash down.
Right.
Victoria's a little in her feelings because poor Cam didn't remember.
At all.
And that's all the way fucked up because she's bomb, okay?
She is bomb.
Like, let alone you farm boy, honey. You ain't
Right.
gonna remember this.
Right, exactly.
You got me all the way twisted. So my opinion on that.
Yeah.
I was so irritated at him.
I was irritated too. We had her on the show. She's a sweet girl.
But he definitely got some points back from me tonight.
Yes,
So, okay,
yes.
you know, he came and talked to her, and you could tell he really was nervous. And I think it all just like was just a damn shocker because I don't think he ever had a bitch like that. Okay,
Oh.
so he was like blinded by the shit. He was like, shit, did that really happen? I don't believe it because that shit ain't
Was
never
that a
happened
dream?
yet. You
It
know
was
what I'm
all a
saying?
dream.
You know what I'm saying?
It was all a
Cam, I
dream.
feel you.
Yo, so you know, we had Michaela and Cameron here last week, and
Right.
they basically confirmed that he's not a bad guy.
No,
No.
like,
And
great
you
at
guys
all.
confirmed that as well.
No,
Not a
absolutely
bad
love
guy.
him to death.
Yeah.
He's the biggest teddy bear. He's country
He is
boy. He's
so
respectful.
damn
He's
tall.
a gentleman.
He
He's
is.
awesome.
He
And you
is.
get that from this episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good
Last
kid.
episode you gonna hate
Yes.
him, but
Right.
this episode you're like, all right.
Well, I'm just glad he redeemed himself.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah,
Because
for
I think
sure.
it was the fact, and again, I don't think it was out of spite. He
No.
wasn't doing a deal, which, you know, we get into in a minute.
I mean-
right. But I think he was just literally like, I really don't remember. I was
Right.
that messed up. So I'm glad that he kind of, you know, made it right with Victoria, and all is well. All is well in
Yeah,
their land.
absolutely.
So we get into the challenge, and it's the mom challenge.
Yes.
So we got the mom spilling the tea, right? I love Sam. Sam wants his mom there. He's like, is mom coming? Is she coming?
I think we
Is she
all
coming?
did. I
And
think
he
we
was
all
Did you?
did.
Oh,
We
yeah,
all
so
did.
everybody was feeling
They
it.
We
all
were all
did.
hyped. We were like,
Yeah.
please let
Because
our
they've
moms
done
be
that
here.
before in the past seasons. They
And
brought
that's, of
family.
course, what we were all talking about. They did it before.
As
They're
the ladies,
here.
we were so disappointed. We
Really?
were like, why are
You
they
wanted
getting
to say
everything?
it.
Right.
So, Steven, would you say that you're a mama's boy?
Oh, 100%. But I'm the good type of mama's boy, not
What-
the
good type.
not the one who needs his butt wiped. But I'm the independent mama's boy.
Independent mama's boy.
I just know how to treat my mama right. That's it.
Right.
She raised me
Gotcha.
right. So
Amen.
That's good.
Amen.
straight
Steven.
Tupac,
Amen.
dear mama.
There it is.
Yo, Steven.
Mama, get the boys and men on.
Yeah.
Hey, there. Yeah,
We got something
that's
in
it, Tommy.
common. We got something in common with what your mama said. 32 people you were trying to...
30
32
something.
yeah.
That was
So
a
we
good
need to-
guess by
yeah,
her. She was
yeah.
in ballpark.
Wait,
Yeah, it's
how
a
old were
lot.
you?
I was a sophomore in high school, actually. So I was like 16.
Smart.
So can you please set the scene, sir? What is going on? You having a party?
Having a party. This is how
Okay.
it happened. She was away.
Okay.
I guessed she changed the alarm code because she thought I was gonna have a party. I guessed it
she
because I'm just
knew.
my mama's boy.
Yeah.
Just know.
I know.
Wow.
Next thing you know, I hear the garage. You know when the garage opens, it
Yes.
makes a noise,
Right.
Yeah.
and you're like,
That,
Right.
right.
so I'm like, everyone upstairs, closets, bathrooms. You get in the shower, and she just knew because it's like I cleared house, but
Right.
everyone's stuff is still
Still
everywhere.
there.
It's like I can't say this is all my stuff.
Right.
So I was caught. She's like, where they at? I was like,
See?
I'm more worried about their faces when I open the closet because I'm
Right.
already burnt.
And your mom was right there.
And it's just like, yeah, come on.
Yeah,
that's
get
all.
it out.
I'll
Get
say
it
it.
out.
Damn.
I would say that's really talented that you got 32 people
It is, 'cause
between like a couple of
With
closets.
me, it was 15. We had the same situation, except they never saw face to my mom. My mom never saw their faces because they got out. But the floor was sticky with drinks and all that other
Right.
stuff down there.
Oh, that's
So we were, she
typical.
came in, she was like,
Oh, I hate
and
that.
she was like, "What happened?" I was like, "I spilled some punch."
Yeah.
That's a lot of punch. That's
Right.
punch you
It's
drink
a
it.
lot of punch. Yeah. I love, Kaylen, your comment about, Gio. So, first of all, Gio's still in the doghouse. Gio's still, I gave him like the douche award last week.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
think he's elevated to like the douche trophy. Like, I think he's really not redeeming himself whatsoever. And you actually had a statement about him.
Sip that tea. Sip that tea.
A Chucky doll. I love. Can you please like bring us back to that moment?
Okay, so I had already went through what I went through with Gio,
Right.
still battling it in the house,
Right.
Handling it very
trying
well.
to keep
Right.
it together,
Yes.
and it just made sense to me. It wasn't trying to be mean or throw shade, but his energy is dark, so I could see as a kid why someone or a Chucky doll would just manifest into his life, and he held on tight. So look, it's all love, kid. It is
All
what
love.
it is. I say what I had
You
to
know
say.
what? And we always say that editing comes into play, blah, blah. Maybe we just see a bad side of somebody. But I see him after the fact on social media.
Ooh,
and that
child.
makes me think, like, you probably
Believe-
just this way in
Believe
real
what
life.
people
You
show
know what I
you.
mean?
Right.
Believe what people
No,
show
really,
you.
yeah. Check him out on Periscope.
Because
That's all I'm saying.
apparently he got edited that way, but boy,
Well, he's
My
and
thing
exactly.
is-
Yeah, you talked about that.
I mean, my thing is, I feel like he put himself in in these
Position,
situations.
yeah.
Like, and he turned out to be the truth in who he is. Like, you know what I'm saying? He played it up with you. He probably really did genuinely like you. You know what I'm saying? And then clearly something has changed when he was like, damn, I want more pussy. You know what I'm saying? So like he was out here like, damn, I'm not really trying to be cooped up, wiped up. You know what I'm saying? So he then turned into the dude that he is, and that's why he ain't got no relationships.
Commitment.
Because
We
it
talked
showed
about this,
exactly
yeah.
on television what it was.
Well, it's interesting because obviously I feel like, you know, situations like this, reality shows where you're, you know, it's like a microcosm, right? It's like a microscope on you all, like
Right.
at all times. And so the truth is going to come out one way or another. Yes,
Yeah.
editing happens
that again.
and you may not get your full story out, but what you see is a lot of times what you get.
Right.
And I
Right.
think in his case, it is what it is. And
Yeah.
like I said, you were talking about social media afterwards and the things that he's putting out there. He's showing himself to be that person.
Right.
And let me say this just before we move to the next topic. He has I cracked his shell. He is a really awesome guy on the inside when he feels like no one's watching and he can be himself. And I got to see that person, which is why I allowed him to lead me so far. He is a great guy. He's just not willing to tap into it. That's just
Do you
him,
think
that's
it
all.
was the pressure of being on the show? Do you think?
No, not at all. It's just him. You know, he's very guarded. He doesn't know who to be and what to be. So, you know, like I said, he is a good person. Everybody on this planet has good in them. Period.
Sure.
Point blank. But we're just happy
Preach.
we get to see the bad side of
Right.
it. That's it.
right.
That's all.
It's just
That.
magnified.
That's
It's
why you're
magnified to the
winning.
10th
That's why
degree.
you winning. Look at that.
Kaylin is so. I mean, I think Kaylin should like run for office. Like she's.
Oh,
so,
I'm ready.
Oh, I would vote for you. I would vote for you if you ran right now. Because the
Okay,
candidates
ready.
that we have, I'm like, ooh. But if
Yeah.
Kaylin ran, I'd be
Kaylen
all
should have
over
her
that.
own girl code show.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Girl
please, MTV.
like-
Let me be a part of that.
Imagine
Yes.
you two being a girl code.
Amazing.
And then
Amazing.
twerking
Money.
like every during the
Money.
break.
Amazed by
I'm
Auntie
afraid.
K.
I would do
Right.
that.
Saying.
Amazed by
I'd be
Auntie K.
Amazed.
Like that shit. We're gonna start our own girl code, okay?
There it is.
Yeah.
There
Let
it
y'all
is.
have it.
But this was interesting because it really came kind of a spotlight, this whole challenge with the moms. Sam's mom said he sucked his thumb and then put his hand down his pants, like simultaneously. Okay.
Starting young.
Aesop's mom called him Coochie. Was it
Yeah.
Coochie?
Or,
Coochie. It was definitely Coochie.
Yeah.
Coochie. Okay. And then we see John get emotional, and you guys said that was real deal.
Oh yeah, it was very
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
He's very emotional about his parents. He has his own background, and it made sense. You know, we're not going
Right.
to touch on that, but it made sense
Sure.
why he would break down.
Absolutely.
That was so
From
sincere.
what we got to know about him, yeah, that was real.
That was a real deal.
That was nice.
Oh,
It's
John.
nice to see.
I was glad, and I like John. You know, he's been on the show a couple of times, and he's a good dude. Good
Yep.
dude.
Yeah.
And it was good to have that, genuine moment.
He's flipped his story around for us.
Absolutely.
What it
Yeah, he
meant
flipped it with
into
Especially in this
America.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Absolutely.
broke down the wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I was so proud.
He
That's
was
good.
smiling.
Yes.
I love
Like,
the growth
okay.
that happens in this show because you come in one way, and I think it really breaks down your walls.
Right.
One way or another, you're going to either go left or you're going to go right.
Right.
And I
Right.
like the fact that he's going.
Mm-hmm.
We did have some winners that jumped off, and so we had Emma and John.
Perfect.
And then we
Yeah.
had Alyssa and Sam,
Thank
which
God.
was great because
Thank
the
God.
whole point is
Hallelujah.
we need to get them in the truth booth,
Right.
right? And I'm sure
Right.
you guys are sharing that sentiment, like, yo, because literally I feel like, and I said this last week, they're the last couple that I feel like that was a match
could be
because
it, yeah.
everybody else was switching around.
Yeah.
Like everybody else was like, oh, I think you're next week. No, I think
Yeah.
I'm over here. So they were literally the only couple that I saw, and you guys could help me out, that could really be a match.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
were in the house. We did discuss like at that point. Besides, I mean, me and Julia were like there.
Yeah.
But for day oneers, they were it.
Yeah.
That was it. And everyone
There
else was kind of
nothing
just
to
like
talk about. It
all
was
over the
just-
place.
Yeah.
They were
It
the
was
next
one.
strongest couple.
And I
Stick
like the way
together.
how they got together because it was a situation. It wasn't like super passionate or like a lot of physicality going on.
Right.
It was literally like they got to know their friends.
They're
Yep.
buddies.
And yeah, exactly. And then it kind of just escalated from there.
They
And
were
I think
good.
that's a great way to start a relationship.
Yes, very
Definitely.
smart.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, not to get back into Gio, but he says he's at peace with Kaylen. We had this situation, right, where he's talking to Julia, and he says he's at peace with you. And basically, I feel like it's just a motive to get to Julia. He's like, hey, this part of, is done. I'm ready to jump on you. What's cracking? And then she's kind of like, you don't even know me, homie. Like, what are you talking about? And then
Yeah, she straight up was like,
yeah, she's like,
You don't even know my
"Please
middle
get the
name."
fuck off me, okay? Like,
Truth.
ain't nobody
Yeah.
featuring
I was just
you.
like, yo, and I feel like he was just trying to run game
Oh, yeah.
because he's into her, but it's almost one of those things like he's into other people too, but she's the one he can't have.
And how you about to run
Right.
game
now.
And that's the
You're-
perfect
You're
way to put
touching
it.
on something.
Yeah.
here.
Am I getting it?
You always
You
want
are,
something that you
because-
can't have, and it drives you
Right.
crazy.
It wasn't. We truly believe I mean, obviously he did. He was attracted to Julia, but it was
Sure.
a me and him thing.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
a piss contest.
It was me and him. Me and him were just them two guys in the house, and it could have been. Honestly, I believe if I was with any girl in the house, he would have went for her. Because it was a
Damn.
me and him thing. And that's why you saw in this episode,
Right.
I'm the alpha, I'm the smartest in the house.
Yes.
Right.
Nothing
It
to do
wasn't
with
even
Julia.
about her. It was about
That whole speech had nothing to do with Julia. It was about
That's
me.
crazy.
And I was like,
So let's
And
talk about
everybody
that.
just thought
Yeah.
it was a joke.
Let's
really.
talk about that. When you have that moment where you approach him, right? And he's talking to Julia, and you kind of come up, and you're basically just kind of calling him out in a sense. What was the kind of the motive there, like when you're talking to him? Because obviously you had, eyes for Julia, and you kind of made that known. Like it wasn't like it was just like a new thing.
at that point, it was known. It was
Yeah,
me and
exactly.
Julia.
Very known, but he was kind of just creeping up, and you're just like, "What's up?" Like, take us back to that moment. What was that like?
It had been so long in the house of me just witnessing every time I'd walk out of the room, he'd step in. And as I was coming inside from outside, I saw through the glass. I'm like, here we go again. And I'm like, you know what? It's never going to stop unless I say something. And no one in the house would ever say something to anybody. And I just walked right now. I was like, I'm going to pull a chair right up.
Right.
Keep
Right,
talking.
what's good?
But I'm going to sit right
Right.
here. I'm going to let you know that I see you. And like man to man, because I was his boy.
Yes.
Like, where are you coming from?
Yo,
Right.
That
And
part.
That's when really
fucking
things
part.
really snapped because at first, as you saw 2 episodes ago, he was kind of like friendly about it. Like, I think Julia's my match. I
Absolutely.
won't get in the way.
Right.
Right.
Now he's getting in the way. Now
Right.
he's stepping on toes, preferably mine. And I was done with it. I'm like, that was basically me being like, Gio, I don't care about your opinion, bro.
Right.
Stop.
You were just had it. You had
I'm
it
done.
at that
I had it. This is when the landslide happens.
point. Interesting. Yeah.
I think with Gio, it's like a
And-
for now. Like I like her for now in this situation, this
Well,
moment
I mean,
right now. Type
Francesca.
situation.
Let's
You know
really
what I
talk.
mean? And then it moves
exactly.
on to exactly.
Let's talk about Francesca. So, like,
Come on.
literally, he's talking about this situation, right? Oh, Julia, and then Francesca comes over for 2 minutes.
Right.
Francesca's one of them girls. Lord.
One of them girls. Oh, you about to preach?
Oh, I see Kaylen about to join in on that.
All I'm saying
Girl.
is she
Jump
seems
in.
like one of those girls that you hang out with, right? And you see her around, you know what I'm saying? She gives off this innocent vibe. The next minute you turn your back, she's sleeping with your boyfriend. And you're like, bitch.
Oh, I see some amens.
Like, it's always the ones that like play that innocent card. Oh, I'm just, this skinny bitch with no curves, no ass, no titties. And I'm just gonna walk through the
Scope, no
place and just be like, oh shit, well, I mean, I really want him, but I'm just gonna be a weak bitch and just fuck all these bitches over. And think we ain't gonna find out.
Right.
Bitch, we gonna know the next day. Okay, because they're gonna be talking about you.
Kaylin, you
So-
have something to say about this.
I
That's
do
all I'm gonna
because
say.
I want the viewers to understand the
Yes.
me and Francesca thing. You know, me and Francesca have talked about this, so there's no hate, no shade. We ain't losing sleep over each other.
Right.
From day one, when she called out
sleep.
Nicole and Tyler, I felt like, damn girl, you had the whole time in the house to pull her aside and say, woman to woman,
Versus saying it
your
from-
home,
yeah.
your boy is trying to sleep with me. Handle that. But she waited till truth boo and threw them under the bus. So that was my first fuck no. The second was with my girl Tori. The jealousy thing. Oh shit, he don't want me. He finna go on a date with her. I see he's feeling her.
Right.
Let me fuck him while he
Right.
drunk.
That's
so
what
that was
I'm
my second
saying.
strike. I'm like, yo, that girl is gonna come for me next. I know it. I just knew it. I felt it. I know what it's like to deal with
Damn.
females. Like you were saying, like
Okay.
you gotta
you just
keep
feel
your
that
eye on
energy.
that kind of
You
girl.
just know it.
So when it came to me and her, that's just what it was. And we'll get to the end of
Yeah.
the ceremony.
Right.
We'll jump on that.
Yeah.
But that's what
Yeah.
it was. I just knew what I was dealing with, and going into the house, I was like, please, Lord, don't
And the
let
thing
them
is I
cast
feel
somebody
bad
that's
for
gonna
her.
try me.
I
I
feel
did
bad for
too.
her because I'm like, damn, she really don't know her worth. You feel me? Like,
It-
and that's what's kind of like, damn, like, she making herself look like this. And half of the time they ain't choosing her after it happens. So it's like, damn.
Well,
You know
I think,
what I'm saying?
Kaylin, you did a good thing where in the sense, I think, where you called it a great way. You said she's a little girl.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah,
like you were
I
saying,
wasn't trying to
you were
insult. That's
you were
just
just
what
like,
it was.
you're just
Yeah.
young-minded.
Yes.
And because you're young-minded, that's why you're making the decisions that you're
Exactly.
making. And I think it was
Period.
just really calling a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Really
That's
what it
all
was.
Yeah.
It
So-
wasn't a jag.
Exactly.
It wasn't shade.
It was just like, you're just a little
'Cause
girl.
She wanted to know.
Something that
Right.
could have been negative is you calling her out of that and
Yeah.
saying all these hurtful things, kind
Right.
of shit that I was saying.
Right.
But
It wasn't like that because I wasn't
you know
jealous
what
of
I'm saying?
her.
But
No
you
slander to
didn't.
her
You know what I'm
name.
saying? No
Right.
slander. You was just like,
Right.
you a little girl. Keep
Right.
it pushing.
Truth be
Like,
told.
you know what I'm saying? So hands
Was
off
what
to
it
you.
was.
I just call it how I see it.
On a lighter note, let's get to some matches, right? So
Wait, we didn't get to talk about them having sex?
well, I mean, I think we
Is that a
did.
climax?
Like,
Well, then,
I
bitch,
mean-
let me say that you was fly as hell coming into the kitchen
In
with
the
your
lingerie.
and the girl's like, this bitch.
I was like,
I
oh.
already motherfucking know.
She
So
woke
let me just
up
go
like
get my
that.
orange juice and go back to Slade.
Wait,
Complete, I woke up like this moment.
I told
Okay,
Steven,
like, I
I
just
told
need a
Steven
picture
when we were
of
watching
that,
this
like-
episode, I was like, yo,
That could be a meme.
Kaylen looked like somebody's auntie
Okay.
that just gets up and is like, what? Oh,
Auntie?
okay. No, like
I
on a,
am like that though.
But
That's
I'm
my
just saying,
personality.
like, no, I'm just saying, like, the good auntie that comes up, you know, the auntie that's like wreck shit, like, just is like, oh, no, this is how it's going down. Like,
Yeah,
that
that's
knows
me.
everything. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
That's
That's
me.
what I'm calling. That's
Auntie
what I'm
K,
calling.
Mama
I
K.
want to imitate her
Okay.
all the time now. She be explaining too much fun.
She co-signed.
Thank you
That's
much.
fine.
Wow.
I'm gonna let you
I'm saying,
I'm
Do you wake up like that all the time? Because for real though.
I know. Why?
Yeah,
one morning
looking
you was
crazy,
like,
afro all
No,
pushed
no,
up.
it was
You
great.
had the lingerie just.
It was great.
Like,
Like she
thank
walked to the
you.
kitchen, like the
Yes.
robe was
I wasn't
flowing.
bothered by that.
the
like, you
robe
know,
was flowing.
the robe was flowing, the hair was bouncing.
You were just like, please.
You gave it a
love
little
it.
dead
I
eye,
love
and you
it.
were like,
I
oh
love
God.
it.
Like,
No, that was dope.
I didn't
That
give
was
a
dope.
damn.
Yeah, that was dope. Okay, no,
Okay, so now we
we
can
got to
move
move
on.
on.
Okay.
Okay, so we got Sam and Alyssa going into the truth booth, right? Obviously, we knew that was going to happen because they were the couple that
Right.
needed to be in there. So they go in. We're always like embraced.
Yo, I'll take my
We're
arm.
like, it's like,
So they better be-
please,
they better be
please,
matched.
please.
My
right,
chest,
right.
my chest, I
Yo,
was like having
yo,
anxiety.
I'm
I'm
telling
like,
you.
if they ain't no perfect
I was
match-
really about to be like, you guys are not. It's not going down. It's not going down at all because this was the last straw for me.
I would
for
have
y'all.
quit.
So,
I would have quit.
but thankfully,
watching.
Agreed.
thankfully,
Right.
I would've stopped
thankfully, they were a perfect match.
Yes.
I mean,
Oh,
for real.
hallelujah!
Sam and Alyssa.
Praise his name.
We were so
Yeah,
excited.
I was so
Congratulations,
excited.
Sam and Alyssa.
I was so excited.
Rooting
What,
for
what was
y'all.
the move? What was the move when that happened? When you saw that come up, perfect match. What
I
was
mean,
everybody?
you saw us. We
Yeah.
was getting our boogie
Good
on.
for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
Thank
fun.
God.
Champagne
Yeah.
'Cause
showers.
at that
You
point-
feel me?
Collectively as
Okay.
a unit, we were either crashing and burning,
Right.
or we're gonna turn the ship around.
Right.
Right.
That was somewhat of a good moment
Yeah,
for
we
us.
turned
'cause
it around.
That was a great
This was a
moment.
great moment
It
for
really
us.
was. I mean, I
Yeah.
just felt it. I was
I
with
was
it.
I was so happy.
I had champagne, I
so
would've had
happy. Poppin'. Yeah, no, I think it was great, and I think just for the morale of the show, because there's a lot of going on. Because I think, and this happened in previous seasons, when you guys aren't getting the matches that you need, then it becomes an implosion, right?
Yeah,
Well,
And then
exactly.
everybody starts
in
going
the
against each
blackouts
other.
in the previous
Right.
seasons, yo, when they blacked out a couple times, I was
Yeah.
like, they ain't no couple.
Yeah.
They ain't no couple.
Right.
These are no couples.
And they were all
I couldn't
feeling each
believe it.
other.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
And the good thing is you guys haven't blacked out, number one,
Right.
and you're still getting matches. It's just you are consistent with what you're doing,
Right.
which is the
Exactly.
problem. But I think, and going forward, I think this is going to be a good thing
Right.
going forward. So we talked about you approaching your boy Gio. I'm glad you said your piece. I think it needed to be said. Let's get into the matchup ceremony. So we
Let's do
have... Now we have 2 confirmed matches, right?
Right.
We got a little taste of what Michaela
And they are so
Cameron-
cute.
Super
They
cute.
are.
They're gonna have the prettiest baby.
Right. Cameron was killing me though. He could
You could not stand up on
No.
the paddleboard.
Oh,
Michaela
Right.
was just
Oh.
gracefully doing
Like,
her
she
thing.
Babe, what you doing,
Like, are you
babe?
okay? Yeah, it was funny. So we got matchup ceremony. So obviously the guys picking, right? And so we had John. He ended up picking Emma.
Right.
They went on the date. They had a little chemistry jumping off. She was the one that liked him at the beginning, so I
Yeah.
did like that jumping off. Then we go to Cam. He picks Victoria. I like that too. They reconcile.
Yeah, that was so
dope.
cute.
We get into Morgan. He picks Tori
Perfect.
because they want to have Instagram babies, right?
Right.
Okay. So then we get into this. This is when it gets interesting. So we get Steven, right? Mr. Steven in the studio.
Right.
And of course he picks Juliet.
Thank
And you
gosh.
said you were nervous because you were like,
Y'all, he
yo.
was nervous
My heart's
sitting
beating right
down
now.
watching
Thinking about it.
And you already know who you
Thinking about
picked.
Well, you said that you don't know the order until you
Right.
get there, until it's said, right?
No.
So what were you thinking? Because you want to pick Julia, obviously, but Gio maybe wanted
He's
to.
always calling Gio a girl or
I'm
something.
gonna say this about
Mrs.
that whole
Gia.
situation is that I didn't want me to go first for me. I wanted me to go first for Julia because
Yeah.
I
That and
knew
you
it
didn't
had
want
nothing to do with the
no
way I
ass.
felt.
Okay,
Right.
It's just
Right.
I would never put a woman in a position where she would have to sit next to somebody that
Right.
she
Feeling
didn't want
uncomfortable.
to. If,
Right.
if a girl didn't want to sit next to me, I wouldn't sit next to her.
Right.
And he did not care. It was about me, and that's when I knew he didn't like her.
Right.
He didn't respect
about
her
battling
woman
him.
decision. If
Got
a woman
it.
said no, I'd be like no.
Got it.
And that's why
Right.
when I got picked, I was like, girl, I'm coming for you.
I got you.
I ran
And
out
I'm
the
over there.
plug,
You go,
kissed the
boy.
sky. I was like,
Yeah.
give me my girl. And then I had a moment where he's like, was something about Gio in a match. I was
Yeah.
like, Shh, I know who her match is. It can't
Yeah.
be him because it's me.
Right.
Right.
And I was
confident.
confident.
So if he had
Right.
picked Julia, who would have you gone to? Was there anyone else that
He
you
would've
were
been
like?
board
pissed
there.
off,
The
like-
board there. Morgan went before me. Oh my God, I don't even know. I don't even know who it was. It might have been. Was it Franchesca, maybe? I don't know. There was no one left.
There was no one
There was
left.
no one
For
left.
me, it's
For
like
you.
eeny, meeny, miny, mo
Right.
now.
It would
Because
have just been a random pick.
Right.
Exactly.
So-
And I feel like you've
yeah.
been kind of getting that lately. Like
Yeah.
the past couple episodes, you weren't able
You
to pick
haven't been
her.
able to hear. Yeah.
I've only picked her
Together.
once so far. This is the second
Yeah.
time. So I was like, or she picked me. I was like, oh God, this is amazing.
So I want to know because I mean we get where you are coming from, and it's hard because I think from what we see again, this is editing. We already know how it works, but what we see is Julia has kind of this poker face. How is she feeling? Because I feel like you are really giving it to her. And she knows exactly how you feel.
Yeah.
Is she reciprocating at this point?
Feel you.
I will say in the beginning, I was a little bit hesitant.
Okay.
And at this point, I was, truth be told, I stood right to her face. I was like, listen, I know you think I'm your match. Like, let's get to the bottom of this. I'm not going to rush to a truth, because I want to get to know you, girl.
Right.
And then I started to break down walls and break barriers
Right.
and saw the real her. And even the house saw a completely new girl.
Really?
She was running around the house
Interesting.
like she was a kid on a playground.
Really?
Jumping on me, following me, grabbing me. You saw a little scene of her in the bed, like
Okay.
playing with my hair.
Oh,
She
shit.
changed.
Okay.
She was happy, and that's why, like, she was even like, Gio, you're going about this wrong. You
Yeah.
wanted to rush.
Yeah.
I was willing to hold her hand and be patient. That's what she
Yeah.
needed. But be a man and stand up for her.
Not you're my
Hashtag-
match. Let me have kids and put a ring on.
Right.
Oh,
Oh.
hey, hey.
Hey.
Hashtag Team Steven. Yes.
Yes.
That's how it goes down. All day,
Yes.
every day. No, I like that. I just wanted to know for me.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm excited because now the future,
Yeah.
I'm excited what's that's going to go.
Exactly.
Oh,
and
it's
how
gonna
that's
be
gonna
great.
go. Oh, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
It's going to be great.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So speaking of G-O, I don't know why I keep saying G. I know. I was really like. Anyway.
We should just call it like
You
Harry
shady,
Potter.
Len,
The one
you
thing we don't
shady.
speak
It's
of.
like
I'm
You
not
hella
even being shady.
shady.
I'm not even being shady. I promise.
I'm just
I
playing.
promise I'm not being shady.
it's like this Freudian slip that keeps on coming and
Right,
coming
I know, I
and
said
coming
that like
each
gang
and
of
every
times.
episode we have.
Yo. So
Do you
going
need to
back,
borrow these?
Yeah,
Like,
I
are you
know,
good?
right? I think so. So going back to Gio, he picks Franchesca, right?
Yeah.
One of his conquests.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's good. At least she got picked,
this
girl.
is when Kaylen switches on the super auntie. Is what I like to call it.
I love it.
She
And
just
this is
couldn't
when
control it no
she
more.
was done.
No,
she
I
was like, "Oh no!" And you doubled back, like
Yeah.
so. You came and then was like, "Oh, okay. Oh, wait, what did you say?" So take us back to that. What was going on? Like, were you just at your wits'
So,
end?
I was at my wits' end because what you guys don't see is I'm still trying to get
Cope
rid of
with
my
it.
feelings of
Right.
Gio, and he was still playing with my head in the house, as you saw last episode
Straight
in
up.
the kitchen. I'm still looking, I'm still got my eye on you.
Right.
So we were still going back and forth to keep it G. But once we sat on that platform and Franchesca got her feelings hurt, she took it upon herself to get an attitude with me about calling her a little girl the night before. And my whole thing was, babe, like, why didn't you talk to me all day before ceremony?
And
Pull
she
me aside
did
in the
this
house.
before.
And she does this all the time when the
This is
cameras
strike
are
three.
around.
M.O.,
Strike
M.O.,
three.
right.
So for me, it was like, yo, you did not talk to me this entire day, ma.
Wow.
And MTV put a deleted scene about an hour ago or 30 minutes ago. She came to me after hooking up with him. And I said, you know what? You get some points for this. Like, I didn't expect you to be able to walk up to me and tell me that you hooked up with him. I need you, as a woman to woman, you need to be careful. He's playing you. So it was like, we was good.
Yeah.
And then you wait for this moment because he hurt your feelings to try and attack me. Nah, we ain't playing that tonight. Period. That's what that was.
He was a game
see.
player.
I
Say that.
see.
Especially
That makes all the sense because, like you said, if she's doing that consistently, calling people out when the cameras are on,
Right.
that's not even cool.
No.
Because you got so much time
We
in the
just
house
sit in the
together.
house
Yeah,
playing with
doing
our
nothing.
thumbs.
Exactly.
And
It's
you're
nothing
not
else you
saying
can do,
nothing.
and you're not saying nothing
Yes.
until the camera come on.
Yep.
Because it's all bad. And like you said, she's a little girl, and that's what it was. So I'm not mad at all. We see Prosper, and he picks you. Do you have
Yeah.
anything for Prosper? Have you talked to Prosper?
We'll dive into that. It's kind of weird
It's
that
kinda
he
weird.
picked me and you guys don't see anything about
Right.
me and him.
Right.
But you'll see some things about me and him. And
Okay.
he had that look on his face
Yep.
because he was disappointed in my actions. And I will say this for the record, the way that I came at Franchesca was out of line, period,
Okay.
point blank. just because I felt how I felt, I should have shut it down and afterwards said, look, let's talk about this. However, we did, because after ceremony, I pulled her aside. I said, look, I am so sorry that I made you feel like your well-being was in harm. Because I was really going to whoop your ass.
But girl,
I promise you I was,
like,
and I'm so sorry for that.
And you really handled yourself. I mean, in general, like, from the get-go, from her sleeping, and you really did a good job. And it was about that time.
I could have attacked him on the couch if I was jealous or crazy.
Right. You held it together.
I think you were just real and raw.
Yeah, you just keep it so real.
I just wanted her to respect me like she did the day before.
You couldn't be fake.
No.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that because I think real recognizes real.
Straight up.
Absolutely. So the last two, we have Tyler and Nicole, and then we have Asaf and Camille, which was weird because he still wanted to match up with Franchesca.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just confused. He doesn't know what he wants at all.
Right.
And we're going to have him on the show in a couple of weeks, so we're going to talk to him about it.
And Asaf and Camille did not have sex. Let's put that on the record.
Oh,
They did
right.
They did not have sex.
Okay.
Period.
Because it was kind of the way they put it out there.
Right.
It looked like it was up for interpretation.
They did not have sex.
Okay. Word.
But can we talk about Nicole getting a little ballsy? I was like, okay, Nicole,
That's my girl.
I was like, okay,
Taught her
girl.
well. No, it's funny.
And she was like, and Tyler was like, damn, girl,
Yeah.
all right. And I just want to say, I was mad at Prosper last week.
Yeah, I was mad at him too. And I think with Nicole, that whole situation with Tyler, I think she's just reeling from the last experience
I think she is,
with
yeah.
him. And I think she's like, no, I'm not going to get played again.
Right.
You're not going to do this to
but
me.
But they did, they seemed cool.
Yeah.
From the first episode.
I like her. I really
she
want
grew
her
on
to
me
find.
too.
Yeah,
She totally grew on
you know
me.
what I'm
At first,
saying?
I was like, what's this girl's tea?
Exactly.
And then the whole Prosper situation, I was like, oh, she mad cute and cool. I'm like, all right, I could see this working out.
Get it
I always
believed
told
it.
her she is like, she has a black woman on the inside. I promise you.
Sure.
And she went
For real?
to an urban school. She's
Really?
she's
Really?
a cousin of black people. She didn't go to an
What?
all white girl
You
school
said-
and real bougie. No, like
Wow.
Nicole gets down with the
Wow.
get
I love when you
down.
use that
I
word,
love
bougie.
her.
Oh, shoot.
Yes.
Okay.
Nicole.
She's kind of like
That's a
Tori.
fun fact.
She's kind of
You
like
didn't
Tori. Like, I didn't know
know.
about Tori in the beginning.
Okay,
All of a
yeah.
sudden, we see her twerking. I'm like,
Yeah,
you look,
yeah.
Wait. No, you could catch that from
Little
Tori.
sister.
You could.
I didn't get it.
You
From
got-
I didn't
you
get it
got
from
that
the
Tori right
way.
at
You
the
knew
jump.
already. I'm
I
like,
remember the first
I
time
saw
you were
Tori.
here. We're the love at first sight couple.
I did not know from the jump until later
I
on.
don't
was
see
like,
it
Oh,
with
wow.
Tori. I would not even imagine that for Nicole.
Yeah,
so
me
when you
either.
say
Yeah.
that,
Right.
I'm like, oh wow.
I love
I
me
just
and
remember
Nicole.
that.
And you guys were the love at
I just
first sight
remembered
couple.
watching the first time
Yeah.
you were on here. We were the love at first sight couple.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
That's
just
true.
thought about that.
Yeah.
Then y'all two
Absolutely.
just done forgot about each other.
No, we best friends.
No,
we had each other's back.
we had. That's what was real.
I used to cry to him,
Yeah.
like
I
get up in
had
the
this
middle of the
girl-
night,
Yeah.
go to his bed
Oh,
while
I can
Julia
imagine.
sleep next to him.
And I'd say, "Come here, girl."
I can't, Steven.
I'd say, "Come here." I always had this girl's back the
Wow.
entire
That's
time.
up.
This
That's
is
crazy how that
thick and
works
thin
out.
too, because there was times in this house where Gio had convinced her otherwise.
Yes.
And even when
We had
she
me
had
mind
turned
fucked.
slightly, not turned against me,
Damn.
Right.
I said I would take her outside. I said, "Kaylen, take a deep breath.
Right.
Just because he says something doesn't mean it's real.
Right.
Just
Right.
step back, relax, and
Right.
take a
He
deep
got my
breath."
mind
Right.
right because I was a
Good,
little
good.
twisted
Right.
with messing around with old boy.
That's
No,
dope.
it makes sense.
I
You
don't
gotta have
so.
people in your corner like that.
It'd be like that.
That's what's
Always,
up.
and that's what
Be a real one,
me and
in a way.
Julia were
Yeah.
up to this point because I was
Yeah.
strong cornered. I never backed down on what I believed in, and I always had these girls' backs.
Hashtag Team Steven.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
All day, every day.
That's
I'm
what's
on it.
up.
I'm on it. So we get to the beams, and of course we had 2 confirmed matches. So we were kind of guessing what they were going to get.
Right. I thought it was going to
And,
be 5.
Yeah. I didn't think it was going to be
know.
5.
I thought
but
they were going to get to halfway here.
I thought it was gonna be 3 or 5.
Yeah.
But
I
it was
think so.
4.
It was
Yeah.
fun. It was fun.
You
2
were in
new
the middle.
matches.
Right there.
2
That's
new
cool.
matches. And I don't know. At this point, you see that happen, and you guys are gonna have been around that area, so it's not like it was really bad, but it wasn't really great.
Right.
Are you kind of after this is over, you see the beams? Are you thinking like, do we need to fix something?
Well, we're basically just like, okay, we got beams, but we don't know what
But
we
you don't
doing.
know
Who
what you
is
don't-
it?
I
You know,
mean-
Right.
Our house
there wasn't much
lead.
confidence
Right.
for me.
Right.
At that point, I think we were thinking, okay, we got Julie and Steven, and then Camille and Asaph have sat with each other a bunch of times.
Yeah, we thought
So that's
that.
where our house mentality was, and
Okay.
everything after that was kind of blur because this
'Cause
drama
And there was like
Right.
was
random
putting
couples.
like a
Yes.
cloud
Right.
over the house. This
Right.
drama,
Yes.
so no
Yeah.
one was really like focused on themselves, and so
I think-
Besides one person.
Right, and I think next week they need to have a clarity if you and Julia are a match, because I feel like that's a one cloud that could be taken away,
Exactly.
because then Gio can stop
Yeah.
tripping and trying to finesse.
I mean, to say this, it's either way.
Yeah,
Because in
tell
this
me.
house right now, going into the challenges, You know, every challenge, me and Gio are going at each other. Whoever
Right.
gets to that line
Yeah.
first is taking her. And
Right.
whoever gets theirs first, it's going to happen.
That's
So
the
that-
crazy
Yeah.
thing. See,
That's so
if you go in the truth booth with Julia and you become a match, she'll be like, okay, on to the next one. Tori, you fine. I want to put a ring on it. That's what's going to happen.
Either way. Or vice versa. If he goes in, whoever goes in with her, we don't know what's going to happen. But I'm telling you, it gets crazy.
I'm sure.
Because these challengers are now nail biters because
Right.
there's so much
Oh
more.
my gosh.
All
That
the
needs
girls
to
are
get
watching the guys
done.
like, oh god, someone better win.
And we're past the halfway mark at this point.
are.
So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
literally have 4 more episodes
Yeah.
to try to get this.
But you know what?
right.
Ever since
Yeah.
last season, I believe
Oh yeah,
in miracles.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because they did hit at the last.
Right.
And they were
They
like,
had me scared.
Yo, because they were at like
yeah,
2.
yeah, yeah.
Come
The
on.
last one
Come
before
on.
the last one was
Right.
one match. They
Right.
were at one match on
One
the
match.
9th episode. I
Yeah.
could not
Right.
believe. So
They
Yeah,
gave
yeah.
me
it can happen.
anxiety.
So
Right.
anyway, we got a
the
few minutes
time.
left. Let's get into
got some
predictions.
hope.
Let's do that.
Let's do
Oh
it.
yeah, predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
Okay, so Kaylen, who's gonna? No, I'm just joking.
Let me break it down for you.
Okay, Nicolette, what you got?
Shit. I'm trying to remember what the prediction thing was on the thing.
I'm trying to remember names right now.
I don't know.
Okay, we'll go to Nino.
Give me
You
something to
back.
work with. Give me
Okay,
something to
Nino,
work
what you
with.
got? What you got?
So I feel like I need to see more of you and Julia because I feel like that's gonna work. I feel like that's gonna work a little bit, and we're gonna shut up Gio real quick, and then I feel like I want to see more of Tori and Morgan. We saw them in the moonlight. You know, the moon, the moonlight was hitting his face well. And he thought he looked all good and shit.
Swatting flies.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean,
I love Tori, but it's like, eh.
but it could be. You know what I mean? It could be a
I mean, it could be.
That's
But
I don't know if you don't want to see that storyline.
I ain't losing sleep over it.
You might not want to see that storyline. I'm trying to help you win that million. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. I ain't mad at your predictions. I ain't bad.
Otherwise, the people in the chat, you know what I mean? Team Steven. We love you, Kaylen. Kaylen,
Love
shit.
you.
All this stuff going
Love
on.
you.
Yeah.
Learn from me. Don't turn up.
Don't turn
But
up.
those are some good predictions.
Yeah.
You know.
Are you good now? Do I need to get mine and then you still
Do
get-
yours and then I'll do mine.
So for me,
She don't
I
know yet.
kind of, I will say I do just because it's my boy John. I want to see John and Emma grow.
Oh, that's it.
I want to see that develop just
That's
because
it, too.
she was feeling him so hard at the beginning.
I know.
And now he's kind of
she
turning
finally
around.
got her
yeah.
man. She's like, that's
So
what I want.
I really
I'm
want
gonna
to see
make
that.
it happen.
And now that I know John, I know he's a good dude. So I think that would be a good situation. I also, not just because she's here, but I want to see what this Prosper and Kaylen thing is looking like. Like, I just want to see. Because I'll put it like, stop giving the gas
I
face.
was kinda
Look, don't give the gas face, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because I believe because you went through so much with Gio, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even when it first happened, I was like, yeah, because dope, beautiful, all that stuff. I want you to win, right? But when it went south, like way south, and the fact that he's still acting up, I want to see redemption for you. So if Prosper is the dude, I'm just saying, cool. Or just somebody for you. I want you to
I
find
feel
what's
that.
up.
I was kind of like in the Tyler situation.
I did too.
Everyone's liking me in
I
time.
did too.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
And he got such a bad rap at the beginning, so it was
I
like
know.
nobody was fooling with him for a while. And now I
Yeah.
feel like he's coming around.
And
so.
I feel like he's really trying to
Yeah,
like put himself out there, and
Right.
Nicole done shut him down. So she was like,
I ain't
Yeah,
excited.
yeah, she's not excited. Okay, so 1 minute. What you
all
got?
right, okay, shoot. Yeah, I want to see maybe you and Tyler, you know what I'm saying,
Okay.
get another interaction.
Yeah.
And then I need to figure out if you and Julia are a match because I just can't with the tension. It's giving me stress. And then who else we got? I don't know, y'all. I like y'all's predictions, but I probably won't be here next week if everyone's here, so it don't matter what I predict.
You know what? I'm putting on air right now, ladies and gentlemen. Nicolette's gonna be here next week because I'll be out. I'll be out of town, so Nicolette will be back. Turn up. So now you good.
Shit, no,
Now you
shit.
good. Now you good.
Now you gotta study,
What
girl.
are the
Find out next
predictions?
week.
Now
We
you
gonna find out
study.
that I don't know.
Yo, so I'm excited. No,
You can't
for real.
predict anything with this
You
game.
can't.
It
You
just
can't.
goes
You can't. It
left.
just goes what it is. But we got 1 minute left. Final things you want to say. What do you want to say? Team
Yeah.
Steven. Hashtag Team Steven. What you got?
Great episode. And just along the lines with John, great dude. As you can see in this episode, me and
Yes.
him actually
Yes.
cleared the air once
Yeah.
he saw
Word.
Good.
I was stepping up and being that guy for Julia.
Good.
And I was so happy in this episode, in that moment, when he came back from that date with Emma and everything was cool.
Good. good.
good to go.
Boom,
Yeah.
boom.
That's good.
For my
Kaylen, what
babies
you got?
out there, you guys, I've already told you I'm not perfect. Please learn from me with this show. Stop watching it for mindless entertainment. There's a lot to learn from all of us. Franchesca, all love, no
I
problems.
know.
Everybody else, all love. It's all good. But violence is never the answer. We need peace in this world.
Yes.
Chivalry is not dead.
Peace!
Yes.
Ladies and
Kaylen for
gentlemen.
president. Kaylen
Kaylen
2020.
for president. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
2020. Yeah, it's going down.
You need a
I'm going to be
VP.
a running mate.
You need a VP.
Yeah, I got
I'll be
You
the
are
cabinet.
very-
I just
I'll
want to
put
be
me
the
in the cabinet
cabinet.
too. Yeah.
Cabinet.
Okay, all right.
I'll be the chivalry cabinet.
I'll be the
The
fun.
chivalry cabinet.
Girl,
I'll be the
with
fun.
me.
Look.
Look.
Girl code,
Oh,
MTV.
man, I love
Yes.
it. I love
Seriously,
it. I
they
love
need
it.
to.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been our episode. As always, we want to thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you keep the conversation going. Make sure you comment on the YouTube when it's up. Let us know what you think. What did you think about Kaylen and her situation? What did you think about Steven and his situation? Hashtag Team Steven. Make sure you. I want that to go viral. That's what I want.
Same.
Right?
Hashtag Team Steven. Let's do that.
Hashtag
Yes.
Team
Team
Chivalry
Steven.
is not
Team
dead.
Steven.
Chivalry is not dead. Hashtag Chivalry is not dead. I've been your host, Lem Gonsalves. As always, you can find me at the Poet Saint all day, every day. Nino, where you at?
Yo, it's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Like I said, I have the behind the scenes, literally the behind the scenes on my Snapchat.
Yeah.
Check me out, y'all.
Follow Nicolette, where
You
you,
know what
at?
it is. Ask Sensei, don't play.
Yeah. Kaylen, where can the lovely people find you?
At Amazed by K.
Yeah.
Across the board, baby.
And she actually got disengaged because she just put too
retweeted
much
too
out,
much.
too many retweets.
Verify
yes.
them,
So-
Twitter,
I'm
verify
disabled,
them.
y'all.
In about 30 minutes, hit her back. I'm just saying,
Right.
this will be back up. Steven John, where you at, baby?
I am at Stephen John II, StephenJohnII.com, all across the board.
Yeah.
Team Steven shirts, stickers, tanks.
Ready? You got
Get it
.com and
cracking.
all.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
All
Dude,
over
listen.
there. You
All
want one?
season
Rep
to
this
the
one
end.
up.
Right.
You feel me?
Chivalry ain't dead, ladies and gentlemen.
Working.
Until
Working.
next week. I'll see you in 2 weeks. They'll see you next week.
Hey.
We out.
Hey.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.